A few days ago, I met my friend Emily in the park. Continuing our theme of starting over, I wanted to hear her perspective. Although she's 36, she has a lot of experience with life's transitions. I thought our conversation might resonate with some of you. This is going to be fun.
And there's a dog hiding behind you, Michelle.
Yes, there's a dog. There she
She's off
is.
camera. Yep.
Whee!
Yep.
So we are sitting here in a beautiful little village. There's a little bit of background noise, but we're going to see if we can manage to ignore it. Ooh.
It's just kids playing. It's the nice kind of background noise. Better than traffic.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you, Emily. Well, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like,
So, yeah, I'm Emily. I grew up in the United States to British parents. And I left the US when I was 18. Like the first chance that I got, I was on a plane and I was out of there. And since then, I've lived in a lot of different countries, a lot of different parts of the world. I spent many years traveling. I was 5 years in the UK and then some years in Germany. I lived in Spain for a little bit, and then I've come back to Germany a year and a half ago, and now I'm settling down. So, well, trying to. I said before many times, now I'm settling down, and that didn't quite work out. So, yeah, we'll see. We never know what the future holds.
exactly. Und sprichst du auch ein bisschen Deutsch?
Ja, also eigentlich mein Deutsch reicht.
Sehr gut.
Yeah.
Actually, she speaks quite good German.
German's not the funnest language to learn.
No,
but,
it's not.
uh,
But you're doing a good job.
thank you. Danke.
Bitte,
Danke.
bitte. So, as I just told you in my last two videos, I was talking about starting over at a certain age. I'm 60, going to be 61 soon. But I think that this topic is also appropriate for you because you know what the topic of starting over is all about.
I do.
And if you don't mind saying how old you are.
Yeah. So I'm 36, born in 1989.
Okay. And so starting over is not easy for somebody who's much older, but how easy is it for somebody who's a bit younger?
So I think the hard part is really in the head because I have started over so many times. I can think of at least 4 separate times that I completely started over my life. And I'm talking everything: job, partner who I thought was a long-term partner that didn't turn out to be, moving to a new country, learning a new language. And I remember even when there's some kids playing football here, so
Or soccer.
for soccer,
Depending where
sorry.
you are.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
football's good too.
I remember thinking to myself when I was 23 and moved to a new country, oh, I'm already a bit too old to be starting over. I remember at 27 when I first moved to Germany, I thought, well, I'm a bit old to be doing that. I've already been working in one career path and now I might have to give that up to live somewhere else and do a different career path. I thought I was too old to start over then. And now, and then I moved to Spain and I thought, okay, well, now I'm too old to start something new there. And every time I managed to land on my feet, and I say manage to, it's a mix of effort, but also just being open to whatever opportunities a new experience brings. And so now, since I moved back to Germany, I'm in another kind of big change in my life because I've just quit my job of 6 years and I'm trying to move out of the career path that I had, which was in marketing. And I'm looking at the abyss of not exactly knowing what comes next and going to these. I would love to do some kind of reschooling, learn something new, really start over in my career. And I'm going to all these info days at all of these universities, and everyone there is 18 years old, half my age.
Another perspective.
And I feel ancient next to them. And so I think this is a lie that we tell ourselves regardless of age, it's not. I don't think it's ever impossible to start over. Even when you think you're so deep in something that there's no other way, I don't think that it's ever really true.
What are some of the challenges or some of the difficulties that come up for you at this point when you're thinking about trying to find something new? You're a yoga teacher,
I am a yoga teacher,
right?
yes, by passion. That's unfortunately not a valid career path in most cases. It's, hard to earn a living with it, but, I do really love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so when you're thinking about or when you're going to these information evenings and you're sitting at home and you're talking to your partner or sitting with yourself, can you locate moments in which what comes up? What or is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is it oh my god, what the hell am I doing? What lots of questions? Is it voices from the past, maybe a parent or something like that?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you find yourself challenged by?
That's a really good question. Uh, and when I really look deep into the general "oh shit" feeling of starting over, it's all internal. It's an internal voices, um, internal limiting beliefs that are making me think that I can't do something. I think a lot of it comes from I went to the American Educational School. Earlier today, you and I even had a conversation about in the American school system that there's generally one right way and one wrong way to be successful, or there's really one right way to be successful rather, and that's to follow the curriculum, to pick a university and a major. When you're 18 years old, I don't know how anyone can choose what they want to do for life at 18 years old. By the way, if I had studied my career path, which is marketing, if I had studied that originally when I went to university, it wouldn't have even included social media because that wasn't really around in the same form that it is now when I was in university. So I have this background of really just being told that there's one right way to do things. And because my life path has been so unusual from, sorry, the kids
They're
please.
speaking English.
Hello.
Hello.
Here, so
This is life.
this
It's
life,
the way it is. Kids playing in the background. It's actually really, really nice. It's a nice atmosphere here. Anyway,
peaceful.
it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
all of these insecurities about starting over, I think they stem from being raised in an environment. Germany is also extremely this way that tells you that there's a natural path to life. And that if your way doesn't follow this path, then there's something wrong with you. Um, so I think that's a lot of this in the background for me. If I think about all the times I've had to start over, I there's this moment where I think I'm a failure because I didn't make XYZ things stick forever. Um, so it's
it's actually interesting that you mentioned that because I did mention that in my last video that I briefly talked about the cultural differences and I said, Germany is changing. It's getting better
yeah,
in that respect, but it's still very, very ingrained in this belief that if you start a job at age 18, depending on what kind of education you've had, you stay with this job until you retire.
yeah.
It's interesting that you're mentioning also the system in the United States and so maybe it's not just a call. I mean, I remember being in the States and over there it was like, "Oh, you wanna do something new? How exciting. What are you gonna do? Tell me
That
about it."
actually is true, much more so in the US than in Germany. Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. Over here, whenever somebody wants to make a change or change jobs, it's like, what are you gonna do? And how are
Yeah.
you
It's not gonna work
it's like,
out.
"Oh" yeah, exactly. So
Isn't that funny? Because Germany has objectively a much more secure society structure where it's a lot harder to fall through the
oh,
cracks and become
absolutely.
destitute versus
Yeah,
in the US,
yeah.
where you can, get in a car accident and lose your house if you need a surgery on your arm or something. So Germany is actually such a secure place to take a chance,
Which
but people don't.
sorry to
No,
interrupt
but
you,
yeah,
but it's a good idea to make sure that the basics are taken care of. And you were telling me that you quit your job and now you're being supported by the German system.
exactly. Yeah,
So this means that you actually can do what you're doing.
absolutely.
So even with this security that you have through the German system, are you completely relaxed about it or are
I
you
would say that I'm much more relaxed than I would be in the US about
Exactly.
this. Um, I would really argue not only is starting over an important personal choice, I think there needs to be a much stronger cultural support of starting over because we live in a changing world. This whole idea of starting in one company and staying forever, so many companies go bankrupt now, or
Yeah,
artificial intelligence is
yeah.
replacing a lot of roles. Roles are changing. Um, I was previously working as a copywriter, and now copywriting has been partially, and in the future, I believe almost fully will be replaced by artificial intelligence. And so to not be agile with your career path, to not be willing to start over, or to being so averse to starting over, I see as a cultural issue because we live in a very changing professional landscape. Um, that's just a side thought that I
Mhm,
have that
mhm.
this whole idea, the very German idea of stay forever in your job uh is not helping the country. And so
And
I
it's not even realistic anymore
it's not
nowadays.
realistic anymore. It's not realistic.
That's
Yeah.
why I think things are changing. So how do you deal with the moments in which you're kind of freaking out and you're having these moments in which you think, "Oh my god, what the hell am I doing?" And how do you deal with those moments?
Yeah. That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Sometimes they get the better of these moments can of course get the better of me and I just sit on my couch and think, "Oh my god, I've quit my very cushy, secure job to go into the great unknown. What the hell have I done?"
You
I
know
would say that I'm much more relaxed than I would be in the US about
exactly.
this. Um, I would really argue not only is starting over an important personal choice, I think there needs to be a much stronger cultural support of starting over because we live in a changing world. This whole idea of starting in one company and staying forever, so many companies go bankrupt now, or
Yeah,
artificial intelligence is
yeah.
replacing a lot of roles. Roles are changing. Um, I was previously working as a copywriter, and now copywriting has been partially, and in the future, I believe almost fully will be replaced by artificial intelligence. And so to not be agile with your career path, to not be willing to start over, or to being so averse to starting over, I see as a cultural issue because we live in a very changing professional landscape. Um,
Thank you.
sometimes they get the better of these moments can of course get the better of me and I just sit on my couch and think, "Oh my god, I've quit my very cushy, secure job to go into the great unknown. What the hell have I done?" Um, but I try to live my life with this mentality of the best is yet to come. That's a
Yeah.
personal mantra for me. The best is yet to come.
Mhm.
Um, and I can constantly rewrite what the best means, right? When I was 20, what I thought the best would be looks very different than what I think the best would be now. But I really believe that I can constantly rewrite my goals in life to fit to whatever my values are or my interests are at that time. So I think a lot of it is I have to kind of affirm to myself and I have to also look at my past of starting over so many times. Some of these times where I had to start over were devastating times. Times when I was almost homeless at one point. I was never sleeping on the street because I had friends that opened up their home to me, but I was homeless and jobless and freshly divorced and I didn't even have 1,000 euros in the bank. I was like I thought I had no way forward in life. And the best years of my life came after that. That experience was the making of me. And so in these moments where I have this fear, I have also this very deep established sense of security in myself to know uh, I will be okay. I will find a way. I have been a fighter and I will always be a fighter and I'll find a way. And so uh, I think that's what keeps me calm in these moments. And also, I'm very open minded about how my future is going to look. I don't have a specific path that it must follow to be happy. I think I'm kind of okay with bopping about and finding things that I enjoy until the day I die. And it's not like I must be a engineer to experience happiness. I'm more open-minded to whatever comes up, and I think that that open-mindedness allows me a lot more peace in thinking that something will come up and maybe it will not be exactly what I had in mind, but that I can find enjoyment and meaning in this other new opportunity. I think that helps me a lot to weather those kind of moments. Yeah.
I think what's important is you can do something for many years and be very happy at
Yeah.
it.
And some
And then
people
at
have a
some
personality type where they're great with that, you know?
exactly, and they love the stability and they love just staying in one place and being with the same people. There's nothing wrong with that. But if there is, even then, at some point, a moment in which you realize, okay, it's come somehow you feel it's come to an end,
Yeah.
like what happened with your job.
Yeah.
Then comes the next stage, and then you take the next step, and then you sit on the couch and you go, oh my God, what
What
am
have
I
I done?
doing?
Yeah.
And then you remember. So it's like there's all these things that come in. And I think the mistake that many of us make, I mean, I know I've made that mistake so many times, is that we think that there's a linear way to go from A to B.
Yeah.
We don't even know what B is, but we think that, okay, so I don't want to do this anymore. And this is maybe what I want to do, or I better figure out what I want to do. And here's the straight path. And the
Yeah.
path is not straight.
It's not
The
straight.
path is like it goes left, it goes right, it goes up, it goes down, it goes very down, it
Like
goes very up. And sometimes
or it
it
just
takes a
stops
or it just
sometimes.
stops and it takes some time to figure out what it is we want to do. And I think that's the thing we have to remember as when we're going through these stages is to just remember that it's okay. It's not it's not going to happen from one moment to the other.
Um, but if that doesn't work out, then guess what? I'm gonna figure something else out. I will always figure it out. And I think have started over so many times now, I'm just learning to sort of be unattached to the results that I work for sometimes. Like to find enjoyment in the journey, because I think a lot of the greatest joy in life is the process of becoming. Because you arrive somewhere and even it can be somewhere that you've worked many years to arrive at, and then you sit on top of that mountain, metaphorically, and then you realize, well, okay, now what?
Exactly. And oh, I don't think I like sitting on this mountain.
Yeah, this mountain kind of sucks. This is a mountain I picked a long time ago.
This is why I wanted to talk with Emily, because you have so much. I mean, you're only 36 years old. Yes, you're not 18, you're not 20, but you're also not, 50, or you're in the midst of your life and you haven't accepted the status quo as it is. It's not like you're restless and you're always looking for something new. You got to a point with your job where you realize that this was not sustaining me
No,
anymore, and
didn't
this
match my
was not good
values.
for exactly, this was not good for me. So you made the changes, you made
Yeah.
them slowly or fast, but the fact that you hey, she's so cute. The fact that
Lay down,
you
Daisy.
made that
Lay down.
decision and that you're going through it, and I think even sitting here and talking is probably also good for you to
Yeah, it's like
realize,
it's
"Hey, wait a
therapeutic for
minute,
me.
it's therapeutic."
Yeah.
This is the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because I think people like you are a perfect example of there is no perfect way of doing things. Things will come as they are, and if something's coming our way and it doesn't fit, well, then we say, "Okay, well, maybe I'll take a left over here, or maybe I'll not open this door and I'll just kinda keep walking until the right thing." And there's a certain feeling, there's a certain, instinct that you have in that moment to know, "Okay, now I've reached whatever little goal I've set for myself.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens next."
Just be open to it, because you
Exactly.
never know what kind of opportunities are there for you if you kind of let go of the mental idea of how your life is supposed to be. There may be some incredible things waiting.
Exactly. And I think this openness and this willingness to let things come to you instead of this tight holding on to the image of how it should be. And this is how we were raised. This is how
Totally.
we grew up. And it's nobody's fault. Well, yes and no, but I think as long as we as a adult and as an adult person, we take the responsibility for ourselves to just, accept that it is the way it is, and let's just see what happens next. And if it doesn't work out, we'll figure something
There'll
else
be
out.
something else to figure out. Absolutely. Yep. That's I think words to live by. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to end these things other than just saying, yeah, I really enjoyed this
I
conversation.
enjoyed it too. It's very therapeutic for me just to sit down. I mean, let's talk again when I've found a job. I think maybe in a year if I've been unemployed and couldn't get the education that I want, and then I may be feeling a lot more like, "Oh shit, what have I done?" This is still very fresh, uh but it's definitely the mindset that I'm bringing into this with me, and
I think it's a healthy mindset.
yeah.
It's a very healthy mindset.
Completely great.
Exactly.
I believe that luck is made. We have to make our own luck in
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
but also a certain part of it is letting things come to you and being ready to jump on opportunities.
Exactly. Exactly. And recognizing and open your eyes to find the opportunity to
Yeah.
see and to say, oh, this sounds good. You know,
Manifesting while putting in the work to also reach something is like kind of a
it's a
sweet
good
spot.
combination.
That's a sweet
Exactly.
spot.
Exactly. So thank you for joining us.
The
Thank you,
pleasure.
Emily,
Thank you
for
for
coming.
having
And
me.
Beefy, thank
Do you
you
have anything
also.
to say? No.
She's
She's
the
camera
cutest.
shy.
She's the cutest. She's so sweet. Okay, so I
Thank
guess
you,
we'll just
Michelle.
end it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And
Bye-bye.
bye bye.